When you do the overhead squat with the dowel, just rest the dowel on your head and move your hands till your elbows make a 90-degree angle, and then it's going to go straight overhead. So ideally you can do this with your feet flat, but if not, just put your heels up on like a 10-pound plate. I'm just using the edge of the black mat, and then you're going to come right down into a full squat, keeping that dowel over your head, but keeping a neutral back as well. So, you know, some people round their back, but then they hyperextend at their shoulders. But I want you keeping your chest up and getting all the way down. So if you can't quite get down without rounding your back, then try boosting your heels a little bit higher. And then as you go and as you get more comfortable in that position, try lowering your heels back down. Again, ultimately until your feet are flat on the floor. So with the barbell lunge matrix, you have the barbell on your back, like a back squat position, and then you're going to go three-way with the lunge. So you're going to come forward lunge, good hard drive back up. You're going to come lateral lunge, good hard drive back up to the starting position, and then reverse lunge. So using the front leg to drive you back up. And the barbell should stay level the whole time. You do the barbell stiff-legged deadlift. It's exactly the same, or single leg stiff-legged deadlift. It's exactly the same as when we do it with the dumbbells. So we're keeping our hips level. I find the barbell a little harder to balance at first because it's so long, but it's exactly the same motion. So I come forward just till I feel a little stretch in the back of my hamstring, then squeezing my hamstrings and glutes to come back up to tall position. This is a progression of your Cook glute bridge, and it's really cool because it requires psoas activation on this side, so activation of that deep hip flexor, iliopsoas. So I'm going to put this is a lacrosse ball, you could use a tennis ball, in the front of my hip. Now some of the guys I train put it inside their hip, and then it's really protected in there and it's not going to fall out. I want it right in the front of your hip so that if you lose, you know, if you don't hold that contraction, the ball's going to scoot away from you. So instead of using my hand, which we've done before to do the Cook glute bridge, now I have to use my iliopsoas to hold the lacrosse ball here, and then I'm going to go through my same motion. So if you come up and you don't hold that, come here, then the ball's going to squirt away from you. So this is going to be a little four-way hip, but I want a bit of an impulse on the shortening motion. So I want it to be up, pause, and then when we do this one, when we do adduction, one's going to be to the front, one's going to be to the back, and a little pause and stabilize at the top. So it's impulse, stabilize. So start very, very light and a little bit slow and build into it. So then for four-way, we'll come up. So again, impulse, pause, out to the side, staying level here, not leaning away. Quick impulse, pause, to the back. So not flying into lumbar extension, starting with your foot a little bit in front and finishing with your toe about even with your heel. Impulse, getting a good contraction here.